Hello, mate. How we doing today? Wonderful job. Wonderful job. I don't know why I'm talking like that. You see how it's a little... Oh, we should be fine. Yeah, it looks kind of unchoppy. That should work. Pasta water. Is that my friend Chris Berger? What is good? What is good? Be liking the music. So I'm actually, for the first time in like a year and a half, doing a broadcast of iRacing tonight. I'm a fill-in, so that race starts at 10. So I'm going to broadcast what it looks like from my view from the background of like an iRacing broadcast. So I think that will be pretty cool. I think that'd be very fun. Oh, yeah. I just got another webcam. I'll show you my other rig. Loretto! What's up, bro? What is up? So this is my sim rig camera, as you see right here. Is that camera not on? See the bottom right? Did it not save or something? I don't know. Oh, this is not what you're supposed to see. Okay, hold on. We're still working out the bugs. But this is the sim rig webcam, and the sim rig webcam looks like this. And let me see where that is. Interesting. We'll figure it out. I'm not using the sim rig webcam at all here, but what's up? So yeah, we're just chilling here. Can I like take this chat and then can I like take the chat and I don't know, users in chat. Who's in chat? We got people in the chat. Cool. I don't know what this is. Let me make sure desktop audio is on. So I'm doing the iRacing the Lionheart iRacing series. You do a little bit of I don't want to IndyCar series. There we go. Need to do a little bit of preparation. Hopefully that works. Our IndyCar schedule. So how about this? We go race results, standings, road championship, rules. Rules is a big one. We have to know the rules. See, where your broadcasting headphones, dude? Hello there, space guy. How are you? Thank you for following. I appreciate it very much. My broadcasting headphones. So,
hello there.
Oh, another follower. I love it. Thank you very much. Intoxicated Slav. Okay, so the yo, I love you too. Another Nacho Taco 6. There you go. Three followers like that. That's awesome. So
hello there.
A fourth? All these people. Schooly Dude 62. Thank you. This is great. I have to so my broadcast headphones, this is actually really decent quality. This is already wireless. I have a plug for this that I think will work for now. In a pinch, I have broadcast headphones, but they're buried away somewhere right now. So I'll have to find them when I start helping out with more race spot stuff. And he was Bailey. You better recognize me. Bailey, what's good, man? Oh my goodness, we're just gonna be on a broadcast soon, and I'm helping out because I'm kind of like a last chance helper here with the Lionheart IndyCar series. Okay, so I'll have to do a lot of reading. Oh, it was Indy Triple Crown. Alexis Newsome. Okay, so oh, it's presented by Butt Kicker. Okay. I've got a butt kicker thing at the bottom of my chair. Philip Kraus. I'll pick up on all the names. Alexander Van de Sant, Jason Brophy, Caleb Benke. I'm saying all these wrong, but we'll learn from it. Let me look in. Yeah, so Lionheart, IndyCar Series. Let's see. Oh, I also need a map of MoSport track. So I need a map. It's a pretty easy track. It's in Canada. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much remember all these corner names. Just like to keep it up, just to have it there. JK, you the man. I love you too. How barbaric. Stop spamming emotes. You'd fare better than me, mate. Vander Sent is more appropriate. Love that. But wow, we got 7 people. I don't know what message was deleted by the auto moderators, so we don't know. Yeah, I got like 20 minutes before I'm supposed to go live here. No, that's a lie. That's an absolute lie. 40 minutes. And I'll set up the whole screen so you can see everything. Let me just make sure that I have what is needed to access this. Man, I'm opening up everything right now. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Ah! Okay, so Lionheart. We got Speedway Series. We want the normal series, not the retro. Round 10, Indianapolis. Oh, we had 3,000 views for this race. It's a little bit loud for me. Oh, yes. Brings me home to Indiana.
Drivers that will be most confident will be those that make up the early juncture of the
Okay.
race. So they swap again for the race lead. Chris Fowler,
Let me see the
Jenkins.
end of this race.
Team around her. The pit lane should emerge. HyperX Indianapolis 500.
Joshua Chin. Okay. And then go into race spot. Discord there. So hey, he's back. Hello. I didn't even see this. Just yeet it. He's back. Let's go. About to tire. I didn't see any of that. That's great. Just oh my goodness. Let's take notes here. This is a possible 4-way battle at MoSport between, is it Pigil, Blocker, Chin, and maybe Alex. Okay. I remember Joshua Chin from the classic IndyCar series, with the old IndyCar. Is it the IRO5? I believe it was. Dang. This is fun. I'm excited to be back and doing something. Oh man, it's been so long since I've done anything. Okay, so let's see. Follow us, social media, Lionheart, IndyCar, Sting, Spotter Pack, IndyCar liveries, setups, photos, teams logo. I guess there's no like. Do we do? I'll have to see if it's through TeamSpeak or I don't even know. Lorenzo, if you're still watching, is it TeamSpeak or Discord now? I don't even know. Like vMix, I don't even know, man. So you'll have to tell me. We say in the community. Oh, Pigo for Phil Cross. Okay. TeamSpeak. Perfect. Perfecto mundo. We'll have to do that then. I feel like this webcam, I need to check its settings real quick. Let me check. Oh, wow. Wow. Webcam. I don't know. Actually, devices. Device manager. No, not what I wanted. Maybe it's what I wanted. Webcam. Do I want to see? I don't know where it would be under. Webcam. Device. So I'm just going to go printers and scanners. Bluetooth and devices. Okay, there we go. Devices. C920. No, I don't want to remove it. Can I go to this? There we go. Okay. All right, we're connected there. Properties. Hardware. I don't want to. Can I go into like? Like I want to change the settings of it. Bad Nightbot. No. No, I don't have the vMix link. I don't. MoSport. Put this like right here. God, I'm gonna have to remember like exactly how I do it all. Lorenzo. Legends. God, did I have it like down here? I don't even remember completely how I did everything. Okay. Color ID is in the LAS briefing. Oh, there's a briefing. Cool. So, can you tell how much I am like forgetting? There's so much. Okay, so are we in the briefing here? Lionheart. No. Where's the briefing? Stop spamming emotes, Jared. I didn't mean that. I've got to adjust Nightbot to allow emotes to be spammed. I guess I got to adjust that later or after the fact. Yeah, if not, I'll PM the link real quick. Jared, 600 seconds. Oh, Jared, you're banned for 10 minutes from putting any comments on here. Oh my god. That's funny. Oh wait, is it in the pin stuff? Yeah, I got it. Lorenzo, I got it. I remember. All right. So, I'm Andrew. Yes, indeed. Joint call. Mute everything. Okay. I'll just keep it like this for now. Did I hear myself or something? I don't even remember. Cool. Then iRacing. I guess I gotta grab the... This is gonna be interesting. See how this works. Just haven't done it in a while, so it's like trying to remember exactly what we're doing. Like I'm gonna go for it. Oh, this is the Speedway series. This is not what I'm trying to do. We're learning. We are farmers. Dun 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 dun. Can I like? I want to like play the I want to play the audio source. There we go. Just like something to enjoy the sounds. Discord. IndyCar briefing. There we go. All right. MoSport. Yeah, I was wondering if Sage Karam was in this series this year, but no. So weird. All right, we take that out now. Perfect. Okay, so last thing I think I need is the iRacing password, which I don't know if there is one or media guide. Forgot about that. And the track stats, yes, the track stats return. And the series stat returns. Love that. Man, this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. Yes, TeamSpeak. You're right. And then leagues. No. Lionheart. There we go. Oh, I can watch it. There's no necessary. Wait, is this like a practice and then I need like a button that just I can use for everything. So I gotta join TeamSpeak. I'm assuming the TeamSpeak client is the same. Maybe. Maybe.
Error.
No! Is it the backup? No, it's not. What is the TeamSpeak? Can you tell I'm like rusty as hell? Dylan Lorenzo? Never will stop my love for Man City. I just joined the Charlotte Citizens Club. So I wonder what is the TeamSpeak? Info? Look at Hugo's last message on commentators, I think. Okay. Hugo, where are you? Hugo. Let me just look at Hugo. Oh, that's on here. Commentators. TeamSpeak. Okay. TeamSpeak Guide. Wait, there's this. Ah. Oh, Lorenzo, you sent me a try this. You're the GOAT. I love that that's the name for it. That's the domain. Bookmarks, manage bookmarks. Race spot new. Let's try it.
Connected.
Oh, yes. Yes. Do I? It's still under what I need. But I sure know what I need. Lionheart. Aww. Oh. Now what's the password? I'm not in here as an announcer. Lorenzo, you were typing. Okay. Sir, can I get admin privileges? I spell privileges. I can't spell. Okay. And I made up my mind. I ain't wasting no more time. 'Cause here I go again. Here I go again.
Server group assigned.
Oh. Legends.
Channel switched. Microphone muted.
Okay. I am muted. I am muted. Oh, I guess it doesn't start till 10 or something like that. That makes sense. Alright. So we got some time here to just kind of kill before I go live. So what should I do? Look at all these games. I can do any of this. Should I play Rocket League? Should I do a game of Rocket League? Yeah, I'm going to do a game of Rocket League. Hold on. I had to buy a new controller. So we are opening it. Oh, it has those tape things. Come on. Ta-da. Welcome to your new Xbox controller. Trash. You're going to watch me struggle to open up a battery thing. Because I can't get any grip on it. Come on. There we go. Now I need to get the other battery out. This is a pain. Alright. Throw it down on the ground for now. It's actually a really, really nice controller. Like, design. These batteries are not for resale or sale. Okay, and now I need to connect it. Oh, connect. Ta-da. Server should be up now for practice.
User joined your channel.
I have a user who has joined.
Evening, guys.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Tired, how are you?
Say the same.
Microphone activated.
Well, hello.
Good afternoon.
Just so y'all know, I'm actually also streaming this on Twitch too, so that's a fun thing.
All right.
But oh my goodness, I'm back. Hello.
You've risen from the dead.
I have absolutely risen from the dead. It's funny. I'm flying out to Minnesota tomorrow, and Arjuna texts me, and he's like, "Hey, there's no one who can do it." I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah, I'm in the same sort of boat. I have to leave my house. I think at like 5.
Lime Rock.
Sorry, I have to leave tomorrow at 6 in the morning. Yeah.
Well, you know Hannah Newhouse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I work with her at the World of Outlaws, Dirt Vision.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she's great.
She apparently there was a spot the other week on at MoSport about you.
Yes, in the
Yeah.
succulents.
Yeah, I messaged her. I'm like, yeah, Tyler also, here's what he does on the side.
I hope that she's at Lime Rock because that
She
was
is.
hilarious. I was dying when I rewatched that.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
if I run into her at Lime Rock, I gotta give her a high five for that because that was an incredible segment. I
yeah,
loved it.
No, she's extremely good at what she does. She'll be
yeah.
there with you guys.
Yep.
So, I am going to be in 3 dirt tracks in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and North Dakota this weekend.
Ooh.
Very
I don't know if
interesting.
that's that. I don't know whether to say like ooh as in fun or
It's
ooh
fun.
as in
It's a lot of fun. You know, it's
Yeah.
not it's not glamorous, but it's definitely a hell of a good time.
well, that's awesome. I take it then you're liking that new job.
I really am, man. Like just being able to be on in racing, like working in racing fully now is a ton of fun. Way more than I expected it to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. How's the season been going for you?
I'm trying to find another word for terrible.
Oh no. Oh no.
I've had 0 luck this year.
That sucks, man.
I mean, just 0 luck.
Is there like just a bunch of things going wrong mechanically?
Yeah, pretty much.
That just blows.
We have been the car to beat every single race this year. I mean, we've been on pole for 4 out of the 6 races. Every race that we were in, the main car type that we were supposed to be running all year, we've qualified on pole. The 2 times that we were in the backup car, we didn't. But in our primary car for the year, we've qualified on pole every time.
My God.
We just, I mean, one thing or another has, like, we were about to pass for the lead at Watkins Glen.
Right.
Axle failed.
Unbelievable.
We were just about to pit Sebring, and co-driver made contact with GS car, backed it in the wall. We're the car to beat at Sebring. Daytona, we were chilling, just like an hour and a half left in the race. Axle fails.
That's insane.
It's just been one thing after another. Like literally Daytona, then to Sebring, then we had electrical issue then we didn't have ABS at Laguna. Then we had another electrical issue when we were running third, about to pass for second at Mid Ohio, in the final 5 minutes. Watkins Glen drive shaft.
Man, that's rough. That is really rough.
It's just been it's been a lot of stuff out of our control.
Lorenzo said it's going just like your WTCS season.
Yes, exactly right.
Oh my God, that's funny, dude.
It's
I wasn't even on the
like,
new
yeah.
TeamSpeak or anything. He's been helping me out, like getting everything back onto like what do we do now? Are we still on vMix? Like it's been a year.
Yeah, our normal TeamSpeak address typically would work, but something has gone wrong with that portion of the domain, so we're using backup address.
I blame
So,
Lorenzo.
Yes.
You hear that, Lorenzo?
Um,
Oh, it's 240 in Brazil right now.
he's not in Brazil no more.
What? What?
Lorenzo's-
Lorenzo? Where in the
And in
world
that
is
case,
he?
it would have been it would be 10:40, I believe, in Brazil.
He's in Portugal, my guy. What?
Yes, Justin.
Since June 1st. Sorry, Justin. Since June
I
1st.
thought you thought I was Lorenzo for a minute. Okay. Never mind.
No. No. How are you, Justin?
Doing okay. How are you?
Good, man. Really good. I've been working a lot with Chase on a bunch of stuff this year for outlaw-related, ventures. So, do you still do broadcasts with him?
Honestly, I'm not under contract with iRace anymore, so who even knows who he's with in a couple weeks?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But it's great to like do a race with you again. Like it's been too long.
Yeah, it has. I can't remember the last. Actually, I do. It was a Michigan race, I think.
You know what? That might have been my final race since like I've been doing anything. I've put all my race broadcasts on my website, so like I'll have to look to see if that's the last one, but it might be.
Justin is 797, Dylan 826.
Yes, sir. Lorenzo, I still can't believe you're in Portugal now, like full
Make
time.
sure you hide that code from stream. I don't want to get DDoSed.
Yes, sir.
Just in case.
Yes, sir. It was up for a moment. It's gone now.
Perfect.
Yeah, tonight should be a fun one. Usually, it's a harder place to try and pass, I will say. Usually, if you qualify on pole, we see the person dominate, but there's been a bit of unpredictability this year at times. We'll see how it goes tonight.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like you'll definitely have to take the lead on the more interpersonal stuff. Just because I don't know, I haven't seen anything of this series this season. So, I've been doing a little bit of just like light reading and watching beforehand. So, I'll try to do as much as I can, but I'll you know what I can do. So, we'll have a good time.
Absolutely.
Lorenzo, so you got a job offer in Portugal, obviously.
Session goes up at 45, correct?
I'm so happy for you,
40,
man.
it's up.
Oh, it is up. Good.
That's so awesome. I'm like legitimately so happy for you. That is damn cool.
Yeah, so just so you guys are aware, I am going to get out of here quite quickly after this is done because, yeah, like I said, I think I'm leaving at 6 to the airport tomorrow morning. So
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm leaving at 11. Ha!
maximum sleep is going to be hopefully achieved.
Hopefully.
As in maximum sleep, I mean the full 4.5 hours that I'll end up actually getting.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you you have pre-check, right?
Oh yeah.
Dude, isn't it the best thing ever?
It's really nice, and it's not the getting through the airport that is the issue. It's
Not
the
taking
fact that I
off
have
anything.
Well, it's not even that like costs me so much time. In Atlanta, yes, right now it can cost you a lot of time, but it's like I have to leave for the airport like at a minimum of 3.5 hours before my flight.
Oh my
because
god.
an hour and a half of that to 2 hours of that is just driving.
Okay, fair enough.
Because of Atlanta traffic. I'm already an hour and a half just without traffic, and then you add in Atlanta traffic in the morning, and forget about it.
Forget about it.
It's terrible. It is literally awful. Lionheart doesn't do cautions on their road courses, do they?
No. Unless there's a
Good.
track blocker.
Good. So, how fast is an IndyCar around here?
I'd guess like a minute 4 or something.
And I guess so as well. Minute 2.
Minute 2. There you go.
So minute 2:09 is currently fastest track.
It is a pretty cool track for today.
Yeah. So minute 2.9 is the fastest in practice. That means, wow, this race could go by fast.
My first ever race spot broadcast was with Arjuna in an Indy Pro 2000 race here.
I remember that broadcast. That was the first broadcast Arjuna ever produced for Race Spot.
Yes, it was. He was extremely like, let's hope this goes well, and it was incredible.
Extremely nervous. I remember that.
Oh man, good times. And I'm so happy that he and I were able to see each other in person for like 10 seconds, even with a wall and a fence between us at the Indy 500 this year. It was awesome.
That's great. Are you?
I am. I'm sorry.
No, I don't like ATVO sometimes.
Oh god, I forgot about ATVO.
Yeah, no, I went through and did my entire color profile, and now it's just decided that it did not want to save that. It's just like, no. Even though you click the save button literally 15 times, I'm just still not going to save it.
Oh no.
I love ATVO. Oh man, I love ATVO. When it all works perfectly.
Sorry. That was interesting.
Man, adjusting the camera and everything, this is taking me back, guys.
Photos? Oh, that would be why. Yep. Settings.
What's my stream looking like?
All right. You guys are both in, correct?
Yeah.
To VMix?
Yes.
Perfect.
Does the show go live at the top of the hour?
I am 99.9% sure it does. Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm about to pull up Run of Show.
I believe there's some ads prior to that. We start off at 10:05 Eastern, I believe.
That's right.
Understood.
Show should go live on the hour, so 10 o'clock exactly, and then I believe it's run ads, and then we are live, and then 10:05, like Justin said. Actually, we're live at 57, so we'll be live here in 7 minutes. Oh, where's my hotkeys? Why are my hotkeys not working? The show has not already ended. That is fake news.
Fake news.
Preset.
I wanna watch my stream. There we go.
Oh.
This is actually pretty badass.
Reset.
But it's like, I gotta adjust the desktop on here. Yeah, because it's only showing. Yeah. Hold on. It's not showing the whole picture.
Alright, since we have like 6 minutes here, we're going to test this. Punch one into there. And you guys should be just getting that sounds, correct?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. I'm on an A-Prod PC, so I'm just double checking everything.
And
Yeah.
I am double checking everything too.
Okay, so that's on that. That's on that. Let's go. Do I have ATVO going? Yes, I do. That all works. Fire custom numbers not in here. Did it not save anything? Am I gonna have to go through here and reset up these paths again? No, I'm not. And oh, that's just because I didn't set that correctly.
No, it's not. That's just an
That was loud.
Close that. Reopen that. Save, 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 save. We don't need TVO to finally respond. There we go.
I don't like having the.
Okay.
I need to turn
punch
Chrome
that in. Now I should go.
to mute Chrome.
Ah. My button. I set up a button earlier. I did a whole script earlier today.
Are you pressing buttons?
I am. So set up a script earlier today to basically do a transition and execute like 2 other actions underneath it that I used to have to like press buttons for individually. Now it's all automated, so now I can't mess it up.
Fair
So
enough.
I click it and it does the right timing on everything. Difficult to mess up an automated thing.
By the way, Lorenzo said to behave, Justin and Tyler, especially Tyler, as he has to go to bed.
Goodbye, Lorenzo.
Goodbye, Lorenzo. We love you.
Okay.
Hold that. Back to that. Play. Why you know how to play? All the way up. Why is that not all the way up? That's there. That's right. That's correct.
Race control, radio check.
Oh, I remember Mark Cohn.
Thank you. Well, everyone, it's about that time. Let's get all cars in the pit.
Okay.
We're going to do a pit party. All cars to the pit, please.
Andrew Kinsella just had a massive wreck.
Oh my.
Like, he kind of did what Robert Wickens did on RHR's car at Pocono that one year. Like, just ramped up.
Oh jeez.
Oh, yeah. God, I was at that race. That was horrifying.
Hey. Hey. Stop, cat.
Meow.
My cat has decided that it is a good idea to play SWAT it with a computer GRU.
It is a good idea.
Yeah, it's a really great idea, except now I don't know where she just shot that, and I kind of need that computer screw. So I get to go search for that in the carpet after this. This ought to be fun. I'm also going to kick her out of here before she decides that it's a good idea to
All right, guys. let's
come
get
and try to play
rolling here.
SWAT it with something on my desk.
Off topic, but there's a ton of cars and there's a ton of drivers in this series. It's actually really impressive.
It's actually one of the smaller grid sizes of the season right now at 26.
Really?
Yeah, we've had about 30 each round. I'm surprised to see actually a little bit of a decrease, even with it being a road course.
Fair.
Okay. Going to start sending signal right about now.
I'm hyped, guys. This will be a fun time. I'm really excited to get back going. I won't, up until September. It'll be a little bit before I start to
Yeah, it helped if people wouldn't stop.
get going like more with Race Spot. But just happy to be back.
Happy
Good
to have you.
Wow, that was simultaneous.
Sorry, Justin.
Was about to say happy to have you with us. Either way.
Yep, happy to have you back.
Thanks, guys. I'm excited.
All right. So YouTube's about to go live, then we will have 5 minutes till first intros will play. First intro or full intros will play. We'll be live in just about 8.
Alright, guys.
Yes,
let's
we'll be live
roll
at 8.
off here. We can go around one more time here, guys.
10-4.
Let's go around one more time.
Okay, that's live and receiving good.
Just go. We're wasting time.
YouTube is live. We're not gonna be on Twitch tonight, but we will be on ASTV's YouTube. I think that's live, but I know we're live on YouTube, on our YouTube. Alright, pre-race ads gonna roll here in just about 4 minutes, 15 seconds.
10-4. Do you need to go through names, Dylan?
Actually, yes, that would be very helpful if we did that. Let me go through them real quick.
I'll be right back.
Okay. You want to go through the results page or the entries list? Which one's easier for you?
Let's go through the let's go through the entries
I think it
list.
would have been stupid to go around.
Okay. Majority of them are easier, but let's start this off just in case. Adam Blocker is number 1. Brian Beard, Matt Taylor, Adam Frazier, Philip Kraus. Then you have Aaron Morgan, Bradley Sexton, Joe Branch, Tony Showen.
Showen. Okay.
Showen. Then it is Paul Jenkins, Kite Bombers back. Bombers back.
Bombers or Bombers back?
Bombers back.
Okay.
The second one.
Cool.
Bombers back, yeah. Then Kinsella, Connor Harrington, AJ Musselman, Matthias Kraus.
Okay.
He is German.
You gonna roll out again?
I believe it's German, actually. Yeah, it's from the region there.
Yep.
Stefan Larkamp.
Yeah, let's have everybody come back in. Thank you, gentlemen.
Larkamp. So Andrew Marquez, Brian Carey, Robert Malechka III.
Malechka. Okay, the CZ is the ch sound. Okay, cool.
Chris Lanini, Josh Chin, Ryan Otis, Alexander Van de Sant,
Okay.
Lionel Calisto, Tower Graf, Mike Rigney, Alex Guyon, Mitchell Riggs, and the driver who just joined is number 29 is Caleb Bensi.
Okay, great.
I don't mind if you guys are.
I'll run through them all, if that's possible. If we could just go through them again, like I'll say them.
It's got to be sooner.
Adam Blocker, Brian Beard, Matt Taylor, Adam Frazier, Philip Kraus, Aaron Morgan, Bradley Sexton, Joe Branch, Caleb Benke. You said
Bensi.
Ben C. Okay, with so an S sound. Tony
Well, you guys
Showen,
had about 2
Paul
weeks, so we
Jenkins,
were gonna tell
Kite
you guys
of
to pick up the
Bombers
pace and
back
come around
or
again. I
Bombers
understand
Bach.
what you're saying, Matt, but
Bombers back.
Back.
the-
Okay.
the purpose
First
of the
thing.
frustration
Bombers
is for
back.
the other,
Andrew Kinsella, Connor Harrington, AJ
issues,
Musselman,
you know.
Matthias Kraus, Stefan
Like I
Larkamp,
said, if
Andrew Marquez,
if we're saying
Brian
something for a
Carey,
reason, so it's not
Robert
for the
Malechka
drivers to make
III,
decisions
Chris
for racing.
Lanini, Joshua
That's why we
Chin,
have racing.
Josh Chin he goes by, Ryan
You
Otis,
know, if you guys
Alexander
have
Van
topics you wanna
Desant,
talk about it, we can
Lionel
talk about it. Let's
Kalisto,
do it after the
or
race.
Callisto?
Callisto.
Tyler Graff, Mike Rigney, Alex Guyon, and Mitchell Riggs. Now, question for you, because I have not done a broadcast where there has been a compound swap at all. So, I see it says compound swap. So they have to run one of their three stints, or two of their stints on different tires.
They have to make a tire change for a different compound type during the race. As in, there's two compounds. There's
Yep.
the reds, which are
The alternates.
exactly, which are the faster tire in short run, but they fall
Yep.
off quicker for long run. And then you have the primary Blackwall tires. Though they have to switch to at least run both of those compounds at least once.
Okay, so like a
during the
normal IndyCar race.
Yes.
We also have compound information as well.
Oh, great. Perfect.
So,
yeah, no, I know about
you
the
guys-
Firestone Reds and all that stuff, but I just need to make sure that it was just like that one change.
Yep. All right. Ads here are going to roll here in just a second. I'm going to switch headsets at that point. So I'm going to go and switch headsets, guys. I'll be with you in just a minute. I'll also count you down whenever it's time to go.
Let's do this thing, brother.
Yes, sir.
Excited to get going.
Chin, you're blinking like crazy.
I got thunderstorms nearby, that's probably why.
Sorry. Sorry.
Nope, not your fault. I made a mistake, and I was kind of at the grass with Murphy.
I think I got Ryan. It was like a mile on that code
2
between you
minutes,
guys.
50 seconds, guys. So.
All right, let's do this thing. Get to the inside. Oh, there's some talk. There's some contact.
Yeah, this is the final ad before intro video.
10-4.
Minute and 40 total.
Ugh. Let's do this.
Okay, 10 seconds, guys. Mics are going hot. Mics are hot.
Let's do it. Union 1.
The last time out, history was made for Lionheart Racing Series competition. Alexis Newsom became the first female to come away with the victory when it came to the HyperX Indianapolis 500. But as the series makes its way to the halfway point of the season, the pressure is now on for its top drivers in general to focus on one thing. Who can come away with the championship? Who can come away with top points when it comes to road course racing in particular? Today, we're at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park here at iRacing for today's running of today's action. Today's race is, once again, for today's action Canada, the Gomez Sim Industries GP of MoSport presented by DeWarsCandy.com. Welcome back to RaceSpot TV for coverage of the 2022 Lionheart IndyCar Series. The Lionheart Racing Series is powered by HyperX, makers of premier gaming gear like the luxury ultra-comfortable cloud line of gaming headsets. Whatever you play, however you play, HyperX knows we're all gamers. For more information on HyperX products, visit HyperX.com. My name is Justin Prince. Alongside me in the booth for tonight's action is Dylan Coyle, along with our producer Tyler Maxson. As we get ready to go racing in Canada, let's dive into our Butt Kicker pre-race show as we get ready to go racing Canadian style. This is the halfway point of the season, Dylan, as these drivers have had plenty of battles throughout the campaign, but one storyline's remained a constant when it comes to the road courses. Can anyone stop the choo-choo train known as Philip Kraus?
You know, it will definitely be a challenge for all the drivers in the field today. If we're looking at the standings, specifically for that road course win, Kraus is the man in front. Blocker right behind, 64 points. Of course, this is going with just road course. So excited to be back here on a RaceSpot TV broadcast. Let's go into the schedule.
Yes, indeed, that schedule brought to you by Next Level Racing. As mentioned, this is the halfway point of the season, Dylan. As you can tell, these drivers put off a bit of a break when it comes to action because
so loud, the music always is
racing
loud.
last time out at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in Speedway, Indiana. It was Newsom who picked up the victory in a green flag to checkered race. The question is, how will tonight play out here in Canada?
It will definitely be challenging. Now, MoSport is a track that has a ton of interesting corners. You've definitely got some of the more challenging corners in racing in Moss Corner, that 5A, 5B connection. But really, you're going to see a lot of passing happening going into the S's in Turn 8. The Mario Andretti straightaway is going to be a draft-heavy zone.
Let's take a look over towards your Butt Kicker driver standings in turn for tonight. As these drivers, you mentioned it a little bit. When it comes to that run from Indianapolis, it shuffled up the point standings a little bit. When it comes to the domination for some drivers in that race. But when we get that chance to look over there, there's a main thing to consider. It's how big the advantage has gotten for one driver, Philip Kraus. 7 victories in 10 starts. His season has been near unstoppable. It's been even better in some cases, you can argue, than some of Adam Blocker's championship seasons. Blocker in 5th for reference. Alexander Van Descent, 2nd in the point standings as a rookie. Jason Brophy has quietly crept up to 3rd with that strong run in Indianapolis. And don't forget about Caleb Bensi, 4th in the standings entering today.
It is pretty amazing, and you just look at the number of wins. He's won in 70% of the races that he has participated in. He's never been outside of the top 5. What's even more incredible to me is Van de Sant has 6 top 5s, while Kraus has all 10. I mean, that is just showing that consistency, and that's why he's currently dominating this championship.
Let's take a look at the team standings in turn presented by HyperX, where a lot of these drivers get themselves situated, with the private label team HyperX continuing on when it comes to the team consistency. That currently an advantage of about 200 plus points entering tonight over Power Slide Adrenaline, just under 200 in fact, with Badworks Motorsports rounding up the top 3. But don't forget about Power Slide Ignition trying to ignite themselves to the standings. Some of their drivers in championship contention, keep an eye on them, as well as the Synergy Motorsports Silver cars throughout tonight's action.
Yeah, Adam Blocker is definitely going to have to get back into that form with Van de Sant. I mean, Blocker being 5th in a championship is something you don't usually see in this series. Now we get a look at the rookie standing, and my goodness, I mean, just look at Kraus again. He's the same amount of points. That's what happens when you go into a rookie standings. So definitely a unique challenge for any of the other rookies, any of the other competitors to really make their name known in this series. And I think you can say that at about a lot of guys, especially Kraus, but also Van de Sant being 2nd in the points. You can look at Bensi. Again, he is right there as well, 4th in the overall points, 3rd in the points. Newsom, of course, winning at Indy, amazing victory. This is a very strong and very new class of drivers making a name for themselves here in the Lionheart IndyCar Series.
And a lot of those drivers coming up through Speedway competition. That brought to you by Butt Kicker. Let's take a look at your series details presented by GSI. As Season 10 continues to roar on, $10,600 in cash and prizes available throughout the campaign. As talked about, the Triple Crown race, the 2nd of the season at Indianapolis Motor Speedway just held. Previous one was at Pocono. And it's been a different kind of season, we'll say, because the defending series champion, it's not been pretty from Adam Blocker, as he's had to drive in multiple different rigs across the country, Dylan.
Wow, you know what? I did not know that. Tell the viewers, tell us a little bit about this as we go to the track map. I'll tell you what, going in one rig enough, 2 is difficult, but across the country it is interesting. We're taking a look right now at MoSport. Of course, you see that small straightaway at the very opposite end. That is where the start-finish line is. 1 is a sweeping right-hand corner, and then you go into the 2A complex, a left-hand sweeping downhill. That's Clayton Corner. You go up through Quebec Corner. Corner number 3, you got to be a little bit heavy on the brakes, but again, it's a little bit off camber. You go downhill again into 4, then 5A, B, and C. Moss Corner, the trickiest part, the part closest to your screen before going onto the Mario Andretti straightaway. Then you go into the S's, you make a right, left, then White's Corner is that final corner where you could set up a run down that short straightaway.
Qualifying is underway for our drivers, as seen in the past when it comes to this track. The starting position, very critical here. Out of the 5 previous runnings of this event, 4 of them have been won by the pole sitter. So in other words, if you want to have a chance to win, you need to be up at the top of that board, such as Matt Taylor is right now as you follow along. With some of the drivers getting up to speed, amongst them Connor Harrington, who is 5th on the board with 4 laps to work with, 10 minutes to solo qualify.
You know, Connor Harrington, he's been another impressive driver in this series, although he hasn't necessarily climbed up. As he goes for a spin, coming to the line, and he exits the track, goes back to restart this lap. You know, he was already on another flying lap. I think that might be it for him, Justin.
Yes, indeed. He's jumped out of the car. Might have to hope for a lighter car, possibly, if he was to return to the track. Taking a look now amongst those qualifying, Joe Branch, who is coming off a pretty solid race when it comes to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. See how he does on the road course, though. He has not showed the greatest of pace on the road courses this season. 20th on the board currently.
You know, finishing up what I was going to say about Harrington, he is third in terms of top fives this season. 5 top fives, 6 top tens. Usually when he's in the top 10, he's also in that top 5. It's about consistency, and that's something that we have seen from Kraus. But this is going to be a bit of a challenge here that, like you're saying, 20th as he comes near the end of this lap.
The run out of White's Corner has been a trouble spot for some throughout the practice sessions, keep in mind, as well as the starts in themselves, because for drivers like Philip Kraus, getting great track position to be able to continue the momentum could be extremely critical, because he is the defending race winner here at this racetrack back from Season 9 over his teammate Joshua Chin.
Yeah, he won that race by just under 4 seconds. That was one of the slowest races, actually the longest race that we've ever had at this circuit, as he has a bit of a lockup going into that second part of Moss. So we'll see how that affects his straightaway speed here. Right now, the pole time at 101.896 from Aaron Morgan. Can he best that?
Still early on, still plenty of time to work with. He is on the red wall tires. Only 3 drivers have not qualified when it comes to the red wall tires. AJ Musselman, Tony Schowen, Adam Blocker. Keep in mind when it comes to Blocker tonight, and EOL Pelany for the number 1 car entering this evening. For Kraus to start off, it's second, make it third quickest with a 101.942, only half a tenth or so off of Aaron Morgan's top time so far.
Well, he'll have some more laps to try and get it done here. He has a really nice apex, gets right to the curbing. Now you go downhill. Remember, this is where he locked up. It could have cost him a few hundredths and maybe the pole. Oh, he gets a little bit loose. Another lockup right there, but I think it's not really going to affect his cornering speed that much.
And keep in mind, when it comes to these cars still and throughout the season, it's worth noting tire management's been very critical when it comes to this compound, as well. Being able to time up the right amount of speed with these tires has been critical for some. But Kraus, he led the way in practice by trying to go full out in qualifying style pace. His quickest time was a 1:07 in that practice. Can he try and get to it this time?
He does!
In fact, he tops it time he put up in practice to get to the top of the board.
Unbelievable lap right there, pretty much by a tenth and a half. Amazing job from Philip Kraus. He's going to go back out, try to get some more just practice. Who needs more practice when you're setting a lap time like this? You know, we were talking pre-race, Justin, about where we thought that everyone would be in terms of times. This is a quick track.
Yeah, the track record here, keep in mind, set by Sage Karam, is nearly a 1 minute flat. A 1 minute .3, in fact, to be precise. But with the tire compound changes, the times on average in the 101s to 102s throughout a majority of the field, if you keep it clean, this may be one of the quickest races of the season at 51 laps, 125 miles here in Canada.
I think who we're currently watching right now is Malechka as he goes into White's corner, tries to set a time here. He's currently 12th on the charts, crosses the line, and it looks like he's going to stay in 12th with a 102.1. All of these drivers are separated by just around 2 or 3 tenths, going from second down to 12th.
Take a look now, meanwhile, at the run up through White's Corner. Some of these drivers finishing up some of the runs. Ryan Otis in particular, amongst those who has been a favorite on some of the road courses, setting a personal best there to end it off with a 101.9. But look who's in 5th. Brian Beard has quietly had one of his best road course qualifying runs of the season. Otis now done his qualifying run, for reference.
Yeah, Brian Beard 11th in the standings, in driver standings on road courses, so pretty good for him to be right there.
Absolutely. Still seeing how Otis will approach this racetrack. Most drivers have completed their runs for tonight, but it's glad to have you and great to have you back in the booth, Dylan. It's been a while. Of course, for those who do not know, lots of real-world experience over the past few months when it comes to yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's been quite a whirlwind of the last few months. I joined the World of Outlaws in January. I've been traveling and continue to travel. I'll be flying to Minnesota tomorrow. We've got 3 races in the World of Outlaws Case Late Model Series. And I know qualifying just wrapped up, so I'll wrap myself up real quick. But it's been a lot of fun. I'm fan engagement for them. I'm on broadcast, hype the crowd up, talk with fans. You know, it's pretty much a dream come true, and hopefully continue to grow in the industry.
Let's see who can make a dream of winning at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park come true tonight. As we approach the midway point of the 2022 season, it's time to look at your starting grid here from MoSport. On the pole tonight, it's the driver who builds houses in Victory Lane. It's Philip Kraus once again starting from the top spot over Alexander Van de Sande. Aaron Morgan, who's been looking for some good luck as of late, starts in 3rd tonight. Matt Taylor, who crashed during his final qualifying run, starts in 4th. Brian Beard, one of his best starting positions on a road course this season, starts in 5th in car 5. Ryan Otis starts in 6th. Connor Harrington had several spins during his qualifying runs, still comes up in 7th with Joshua Chin in 8th. Andrew Marquez and Adriano Pinheiro round out the top 10. Keep an eye on the 56, who's been strong throughout some of the races this year.
Adriano
Kite
Pinheiro.
Bombersback starts in 11th tonight with Caleb
Bombersback.
Bensi in 12th. Robert Muchka III will start in 13th. 14th goes to Adam Frazier with Lionel Kalisto in the 15th position, while Andrew Kinsella starts at the heart of the pack at 16th position. Brian Carey, a Canadian, starts in 17th. Matthias Kraus starts off in 18th position. On 19th goes to Stefan Larkamp. Alex Guillon, Mitchell Riggs, and Bradley Sexton amongst your top 22, while Tyler Graff and Paul Jenkins round out the top 24. Matt Houston starts in 25th tonight in car 66, with Chris Lanini in 26th. Joe Branch, the last driver on time, 27th. Then the rest of your field did not qualify in terms of times. Adam Blocker, AJ Musselman, Tony Shelwin, Mike Rigney. 31 entrants here in Canada. 1 EOL penalty going to Adam Blocker here once more in Bowmanville, Ontario. Drivers currently making their way to the starting grid for tonight. Let's take a look at your featured onboard cameras for tonight's action here from Canadian Tire Motorsport Park as the drivers get themselves situated for your starting grid. iRacing pace car now rolling. The first of your featured onboard cameras tonight, Brian Beard, makers of high-end esports equipment and controls. Visit GomezSimIndustries.com. He has your GSI on board. Tonight with the NLR on board, meanwhile, the number 93 machine coming up here. That being Josh Chin.
Joshua Chin.
Josh Chin, take your racing to the next level. Visit nextlevelracing.com. Then Adriano Pinheiro has the butt kicker on board. Sim racing is better with butt kicker. Visit buttkicker.com. HyperX on board goes to Ryan
Like a
Otis.
6 second
Whatever
delay.
you play, however you play, HyperX knows we're all gamers, and HyperX is always ready to game. That's a look at your featured onboard cameras. Each car does have their own onboard. We'll be keeping an eye on those cameras and then some tonight. Dylan, your keys to victory if you want to win here on this road course.
It is all about maintaining the flow of your racecraft. It's really a flowy circuit here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. So keeping that momentum going, especially through that first half of the course going from Clayton to Quebec all the way up to Moss is really going to be important. You also have to make sure that you time your braking correctly going into that 5A, B, and C connection on the circuit. That's going to be the second half of the track. It's all about getting that speed, going down into the S's, maybe a couple miles per hour faster than the rest of your competitors. But really, Justin, it's just about patience. This is a fun track. It's easy to get too eager and make a move too quickly.
For those keeping track of tire compounds, 3 drivers starting on the reds tonight. Houston, Branch, Locker. Keep an eye on that throughout the night. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. And this is the start of the Gomez Sim Industries GP of MoSport, presented by Dwarves Candy. We're underway from Canada. Oh, and one car off in the grass already. It's Van de Sande, right in front of Brian Beard. He avoids contact with Connor Harrington. They keep it straight through the rest of the pack as they make their way for the first time through Quebec.
That could have been very costly. Harrington watching in front of him as Van de Sande gets it back going straight. He's going to have a few positions to make up from that second place starting spot to fourth.
Part of the pack, meanwhile, heading off to Moss. Double wide, Severo's deep, plenty of tire lockups. Tony Shallon, mandatory repairs. One car off the track. It's Van de Sande. Van de Sande, a horrific first lap from second spot, has already demolished the front wing as the rest of the pack zips on by him and goes 2 by 2 down the Mario Andretti straightaway.
Oh, man, and as you will see once we get a replay up, it was all on his own. He just lost it in 5B. He's going to have a lot of stuff to come back from. Here's the replay. He gets on the throttle in a high gear, in a low gear, high revs, and that's what happens. He just smashes the inside wall, has to let everybody go, and right now he's coming into the pits.
So Alexander Van de Sande, one of the contenders potentially for the race win tonight, already off track. And one car in trouble. It's Brian Carey, one of the Canadians in the field, has crashed. 3 mandatory repairs in the first lap and a quarter.
Man, this has definitely been a difficult race to start off with for attrition. We'll try and grab the replay. Here we go. And it's just going out of corner number 1. He loses it on that downhill section. A hard hit into the wall. Not only does it take the front wing off, but it also messes with that rear wing. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it back going. Here's a potential pass, Justin. That's a high-speed corner.
And that's a little bit of a squeeze going to the curbing. That's Joshua Chin, the king of chins, able to hold on to it. One of the private label team hype machines, nearly avoiding the spin there. And keep in mind, Chin has been quick here in the past and is trying to keep up with his fellow teammates in terms of situating themselves, such as Kraus. In this early going, he's already lost 2 spots to Connor Harrington's progression to the pack.
Definitely not the start anyone would have wanted except for that top 3 right now. Philip Kraus is maintaining that lead, but Aaron Morgan has not let him escape at all. Within 1 second, just underneath 9/10 back of him as everyone goes through Moss.
And this is one of the prime passing opportunities, and keep in mind, you'll see throughout the night to push the pass. Those will have to be something to keep an eye on because you don't want to end up using them all in the first few miles of this race. That's why you see a majority of your front runners, even with the ability to close on in, electing to bank them, especially knowing how big they can be at the very end of this race tonight.
It adds a strategy to IndyCar racing. When you have push to pass, sometimes you'll see guys use it all in the beginning, but they're almost a lame duck, a sitting duck at the end of the race. And as we're watching on screen right now, a potential pass for a podium position, Matt Taylor ran wide there through Clayton, and Harrington is right on his rear.
Harrington bouncing back from the rough qualifying session. Coming in a little bit deeper throughout these corners. And when it comes to Harrington, remember, was in the midst for the championship last season. This season, he's missed 1 race so far. 5 top 5, 6 top 10s for the driver in 11th you mentioned in the point standings. So far, though, looking like Harrington content. Just 2 seconds back of the race lead. Compare that to Blocker. Not so much content. He's amongst those, trying to push forward. In fact, this is for the first on the alternate time to compound strategy.
That was a tough overtake, but Matt Huston just said, or Houston, excuse me, said, here you go, take it away.
And keep in mind, Adam Blocker having trouble last time we seen him on the racetrack, hence why the EOL penalty. Blocker always known for being very quick on the road courses. He won here back in Season 6.
Yeah, and right now, he's also right on the gearbox of Bradley Sexton, who has Stefan Larkamp right in front of him as well. He goes a little bit wide, Sexton does. That's going to allow Blocker coming right there to his outside, coming down into this corner. Number 4, he's going to be in the inside, going into Moss. They're side by side in 5A.
Oh, and off the racetrack goes his battling opponent. Kraus also is off the track with them.
Oh my
Two
goodness.
cars off at the same time nearly ram each other.
You know, it is almost a bit of shadow driving, right? Have you ever seen a car go off and then you see it, you panic a little bit, and you do the same exact thing? Well, that's exactly what happened there. Not really any contact for either of them, but it did mean, we'll see a replay here. The first one to go off, it appears, was Kraus. And then Bradley Sexton comes in behind, and he just says, hey, what's going on?
See on the pylon, by the way, Harrington making the swap for third position. Taylor giving plenty of space coming out of Quebec. 3 seconds back of the race leader now. We'll see what the 44 does to keep up with Morgan and Kraus, who are 2 seconds up the racetrack.
And again, they're going to go side by side, or excuse me, I was looking at a replay, never mind. They're going down the Mario Andretti straightaway, and just around 2.5 seconds back, like you said, of the leaders. You know, it is very interesting because look who is in 5th, Brian Beard. He is stalking this duo as well as Otis and the King of Chins, Josh Chin.
All right, picking up a couple car lanes in terms of the speed here in the early going to this one, in terms of that pattern and rhythm.
I hate when I do that. Sometimes I do that where like
throughout
I just
the
like
seasons, it has been a very difficult track, I will say,
I'm
to
like
try
not
and make
live.
some moves
I'm watching
on
a
with this
replay and I
car,
forget
but
to go
it's
back
also been
live.
a very rhythmistic track where we can see plenty of intense battling, and so far, we've seen the intense battling come in. Wonder if that's partly with the track conditions, since it's very cool today, Dylan, at 95 degrees Fahrenheit compared to last year being a little hotter, or if it's down to the setup, because this is fixed setup action. There's a lot that can lean into the potential of the battling here today, here in Canada's Chin ready to set it up. Push to pass City for Beard, Otis, and Chin.
Down the Mario Andretti straightaway. I don't know if Chin's going to be close enough. He looks to the inside. He's to the tire, and he's not going to be able to get a move done, though. He pulls back out of it as they go into the S's and then into 10, the White's corner, and they're going to go down this straightaway again. Still in line, but I think Chin is going to get a little bit impatient here. He was close. I think if he was half a car length to his side, he would have made a move there.
That's the patience game we have to come in and see, Dylan, because that's where the tough part of the passing here comes into play.
Exactly, and exactly what you were saying about this track being very rhythmistic. You know, this is a track where, like I said before, it's the momentum that comes into play, but if you are impatient, it's going to come to bite you. We're seeing them go down the Mario Andretti straightaway. Pinheiro has caught up as well to this pack. Not close enough to make a pass, but close enough to start to come into play. Chin is not as close as he was, but Otis is a little closer. He's going to go down to the inside of Brian Beard. A little bit of a wiggle through 8 into 9. He's going to have to come off the throttle and leave the place up for grabs for now. Chin is right there as well. This is some intense battling, Justin Prince.
They might have used up a lot of the push to pass here, too, in the midst of all this battling. That may
I wish I knew the guys better. That would make it easier.
Should say, a factor later on in this one.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Bombers back in the pack as you see drivers battling in the heart of the field as well. Amongst those is Malechka, who is in 10th. Bensi Callisto in this train. As off the track goes Bensi.
Well, you say his name, and then something happens there. Bensi is falling back. I think he's going to be down to 15th. Yep, that's what it's showing live. He's going to have to try and get the dirt off the tires and get it going again. You know, Bensi in those Firestone Blacks, he's going to have to hope that those tires are fine. Of course, a little bit of an adventure into the grass never hurt anybody except for track position.
Indeed.
And maybe your pride.
Well, yeah. But in all seriousness, Frazier also settling on in the midst of this in 14th. Give him credit, has kept it clean, but guess who's in this train too? May notice within a couple seconds of that, a blue blur. That is Adam Blocker again joining the fray. He is up to 17th. It's lap 10.
11 spots gained for the driver in the blue number 1 machine. You know, he is one of those drivers, as you were saying earlier, Justin, that is on those Firestone Reds. So he does have the quicker car, but when is there going to be fall off? Are we going to see fall off? Obviously, he's going to have to come in and change to the primary black. So it's going to be interesting to see what the rest of this stint goes for him. He's around halfway through the life of a gas tank, as we see a potential move up ahead in the field into the S's. Not happening there, though, Justin.
Kalisto, in fact, making the move on Malechka with the help of the pole. That gets Kalisto up 5 positions to the 10th spot, and Kalisto, usually someone we've seen mid-pack on the road courses this season, having a very stellar race. I will say when it comes to the pace, has kept it clean, looking to pull away from this hornet's nest building up behind him.
Man, I'll tell you what, sometimes if you feel like you're at the front of the train, you almost feel like you're the reason that cars are getting slowed down. Well, it's the opposite for Kalisto right now. He's pulling away from the train. He was part of it. Well, now he's the conductor and saying, I don't want to deal with this anymore. There is a train right in front of him, though, as we were talking about. Chin, he's going to try and make a move on Otis down here in the Mario Andretti straightaway. You see that entire train forming. Chin, is he going to be able to cut to the outside? No. That inside line was blocked by Otis. Chin was trying to go to the outside at the last second, did not have the room. You know, it's going to be interesting to see if these guys can get the traction down coming out of 5C. It's difficult. If you had a few hundred, if you had 100 more yards on the straightaway, you'd be happy. But that's just not the case here at MoSport.
Not the case indeed. Here's a look at Otis in particular, who is looking on the prowl for that 5th spot. Still holding off Chin in the midst of this. And remember, Otis, a former Retro Series champion in the 95, has always been a top 5 threat here. In fact, he had a couple top 3s last season on the road courses when he became a rookie in this series.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I think Chin is close enough now, but the pull from Beard that Otis is going to benefit from might keep him from getting put a position down by Chin. Beard is definitely the head of this pack right now, and he seems to be the reason that Chin is unable to pull ahead. You know how in Formula 1 we always talk about being within a second of the car in front. As Beard takes that final corner a little bit wide, is that going to allow Otis to try and get by? No, but again, it does form more of a pack. This is an uncomfortable position to be if you're Beard.
It can be indeed. He has clean air, but it's also the draft lock train you're referring to, absolutely. By the way, notice on the pylon, Adam Blocker coming in with the reds off and the primary on. So halfway to the fuel window now here, Dylan. And that's not a surprise, since he started off on the reds, higher tire degradation on the long run. He would have lost ground if he kept going.
So I guess that answers our question. When does that fall off for the red tires come into play? Well, it's around 12 laps. So when you see a lot of these guys come in, I mean, you're going to potentially see up to 3 stops for some of these guys, unless my math is incorrect, as a potential move from Otis does not work. Again, you can see Beard is doing a great job being defensive right here. He is a little bit further ahead, out of this last corner than he was last lap. Well, that's what happens when you take the apex correctly. But hey, Beard, he is in the top 5 right now. He's doing a very good job at keeping this hornet's nest at bay.
Down to the patience game, right?
Yeah.
Wait to see if anyone slips up, or you can find a way to slip underneath with a little bit of speed. Chin right there. Will he be able to keep it side by side for Moss? No. Just showing the nose. Might have a chance, though, if he elects to use the push. No, he doesn't quite yet.
He does get a decent run out of 5C, but again, I don't think he's close enough. He took that from the inside, so he does not have the maximum amount of speed coming out of that corner. He's going to take, again, just going into these S's at an easy-going pace. So we are getting to that point now, Justin, where we do have to wonder about fuel mileage. Around 19 to 21 laps is what we are expecting a team to go on the primary tires. We are currently on lap 15. So within 4 or 5 laps is when that pit window will open. I guess from that point, you'll expect drivers to go then on the... I mean, it really depends. Do you want to save your alternates for your final stint, or do you want to go the middle stint pushing? Me, primarily, if I want to go at the very end, I want to attack at the end. So maybe I'll take this middle stint and go to the primary tire, the alternates at the end, because that's only around 12 laps. And my math was way wrong. It's only 3 stints, 2 stops. There you go.
Yes. And you see the brick wall of letter P's when it comes to the primary tires. You can see everybody inside the top 16 is on them. In fact, those who started on the alternates, they are also on the primary tires. Now, you mentioned the wanting to push part in the last stint. That's going to be the intriguing part because the track temperature is leaning that way, Dylan. It's gone down as the race has gone on.
Yeah, it's gone down 4 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'll tell you another thing. I mean, this is a really cold track. We've talked about it already. There's been a ton of cloud coverage over the virtual Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. I think we're going to continue to see that track kind of just stay low. It depends if the clouds are continuing to come out, because look right now, it's pretty sunny. That means the temperatures are going to rise. Maybe drivers are thinking at that point, well, maybe the middle stint will go so the track is kind of cooler when we're using up our rubber. I don't know. I'm not a driver. I'm just a commentator.
Aaron Morgan using up a little bit of rubber with the bobble. Morgan twice now this run has closed the gap down to 0.6. Each time, it's immediately bounced back to a 1.4 second lead for Kraus. Give credit to Morgan, though. He's been able to stay within drafting distance of the king of houses.
Yeah, he, of course, gained that 1 position earlier on with the issues from Van de Sant, and he has not let that second place go. Harrington is just around 2 seconds behind him, so there's no pressure from behind at the moment. It's all just push, push, push. I do wonder, though, is there going to be a little bit of undercut, overcut games being played once that pit window comes into play in around 2 laps' time?
And remember, some of the road course this season, he and Adam Blocker really did not make friends with each other on them, because Silverstone comes to mind. He made it maybe a couple laps. Well, I think they banged tires twice that race to start off. That's been the type of season for Aaron Morgan on the road courses throughout parts of this campaign.
You know, sometimes you just have to use the tires, use the maximum width of the car to get some work done. And I guess that's what you got to do there. But I will say, with Morgan cutting that advantage down by maybe 1/10 that lap, he's in good position now to kind of choose whatever Kraus does not do in terms of strategy. I mean, I almost think that if it's lap 20, you got to come in. But I don't know. If Kraus doesn't go in on lap 19, you go in. But they might be coming in at the end of this lap. Who knows? We're going to see once they pass it by. They're on the Mario Andretti straightaway right now.
It's the closest the gap has been since the start of the race. For reference, they have kept a 2.2 second advantage or so over Connor Harrington, give or take. No peel in this time. Looking like they'll push forward here towards 20, if not 21, for the starting lap for when they roll into the pit lane.
Trying to see if anyone decides to come down into pit area, and no one has decided to do that at all. So, looks like they'll try and use all 19 laps at the very least on this primary set of tires. You know, we talk about how much fuel that these guys have in the tank, but a lot of it also comes down to if you want to do the undercut, maybe you've used too much rubber, as not on your screen, but Kraus had a little bit of a slide through Moss. This is really the closest that Morgan has been, and he's sitting pretty to choose whatever the opposite option is from Kraus in this pit window.
Keep in mind, some of these drivers are setting personal bests because of the lower fuel number in their cars. Currently, 102.4s to 102.6s.
Look at this.
Pit window opening up. You see some of the shuffling, Otis and Beard battling. Morgan's in at one end of the lane as well as Matt Taylor. Does anyone else from this battle now go in? Yes. There goes Beard, there goes Otis. So 4 of your top runners are in for the pit window for the first time.
And most importantly, out of that battle we've been watching in the top 10, Josh Chin does not go into pit lane, so he's going to try and use this free open air, this clean air, to get it all working here and try and set a fast lap.
Off and away goes Morgan, off and away goes Taylor, nice and clean. Off to the pit lane, Taylor losing a touch bit of ground, worth noting. Beard and Otis in this window. But Kraus, Harrington, Chin, Pinheiro, Kinsella, Marquez, Larkamp, Frazier, and Rigney all keep on going. And something's happened to Morgan, believe, on the track. Morgan's right back to the pit lane. What in the world just happened?
Oh no, cold tires into Quebec. He just lost it and went into the tire barrier. That is race over. Wheel came undone in the right rear. Maybe he can get it repaired, I'm not sure. But it looks like race over, and we'll get the replay here. Going into Quebec, he just loses it. Again, cold tires, and that right rear is sitting a little bit unpretty right there as that rear wing comes off as well. So, wow, just a shame. And that also meant that Kraus, while we were in replay, went into pit lane, and Connor Harrington will inherit second currently. So he's going to look to try and use clean air. Now he's got in front of him to cut down on that pace from Kraus. But I don't know if we'll see anyone go onto the reds. By the way, we do see three actually, red tires so far. Musselman, Lanini, and Graf have gone on to the Firestone alternates.
Kinsella nearly loops it in this train. Still holding on to it, though. Just behind them, there is Kinsella right there. Adam Blocker zips on by. And there comes the next storyline. How does this work out for the one car who is already 8 laps into a stint, had clean air the previous few laps, Dylan? He's up to 11th with his pit call here.
Well, you know, it's interesting. He's going to have to push to try and get into these higher positions. Of course, starting 28th, the back of the grid. But with that first stint, that alternate stint, it doesn't necessarily mean a worse thing. He's still going to gain time on these guys once he comes back out on fresh tires. The only time he's going to lose any lap time, really, in this stint is right now. In 10 or so laps, he's going to be able to do exactly what these guys just did to him and then kind of reconvene. And then he'll gain positions back when they go into the pits with around, 12 laps to go. So it's just an interesting strategy call. Excited to see what happens here. Look at this three-way train that we've currently got right now. Otis, Beard, and it looks like as well, Pinheiro. Wow, so Pinheiro, as I was trying to exactly see on my screen, this is a really interesting race for everyone involved here. Other than that podium positions, we've really seen some good racing here.
And Pinheiro was about to say made the undercut work. Otis nearly hit the back of him, had to lift hard in through towards White's corner to avoid contact with the orange and black machine.
If you want to see one guy, though, who is currently enjoying where he sits, maybe not comfortably, but it's Brian Beard. He has definitely made the most out of some defensive driving. You're almost on edge more often than you aren't on edge when you're at the front of a train like this. And he's been really not putting a foot wrong, maybe getting a little bit wide in some corners, but he's doing a good job of racing defensively. And Josh Chin, you remember, made the overcut, is over a second and a half in front of this group of cars. So the overcut definitely was the right option for Chin.
See a couple push passes being used, including by Otis. He's been aggressive heading out of the Mario Andretti straightaway today. As we've seen, it's tough to pass here if you're not where the 95 is. Pinheiro back about where he started with this strategy call. Now right behind the 95 in front of the 97. So that's the interesting thing here is it seems the undercut works for a couple moments or rather the overcut, but it's the drivers who are up to temperature on those tires that will immediately seem to be equalized back today.
You know, you think that, right? And we've seen mistakes such as Morgan on those cold tires going directly into the tire barrier. But at the same time, you know, Chin, he was not up to temperature and was able to handle it. So sometimes you got to get some practice into trying to get on the revs, on the throttle, high revs, and deal with cold tires in that instance as we potentially see a move down the Mario Andretti straightaway. Too wide here, Justin.
That's Callisto zipping on by easily, right by Pinheiro. Pinheiro to the back of this group once more.
And
credit to Callisto, he's drafted essentially his way to this pack, by the way.
Yes, and I was going to say that Bensi was just passed the same exact fashion by Andrew Kinsella. That's for P12, a little bit further back in the field. Some great racing right here. Pinheiro right on that gearbox going into Quebec. That uphill, then going downhill. Man, I love the camber of some of these corners. It's so challenging, but at the same time, it just works.
It's such a beautiful racetrack when you think about it. Canada's home of motorsport, of course, where the name originally for MoSport, if for those wondering, which is a portmanteau of motorsport, came from the enterprise to form this and build this racetrack back in the 1960s. And it has short track facility, of course, lots of space, and holds races all throughout the year. When you talk with some of the organizers and some of the officials here, Glenn Butt comes to mind when it comes to the operations side here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. It's such a prestigious racetrack to the Canadian landscape of motorsport.
And, of course, Tyler Maxon, our producer, says, in real life, this place is so much fun. I wonder what it's like to be a real race car driver. I wonder, Justin, what do you think?
I think he really enjoys it because he's raced here.
And he's big into succulents.
Okay. How well did he finish here last time again?
You know, I don't know, but I think it might have been an issue. Maybe.
Yeah, long story when it comes to that. Not great is the answer, by the way.
Yeah.
Adam Blocker is doing great, by the way. He's now passed by his Power Slide teammate in Molechka III, despite being on older rubber.
Yeah, back to the racing, by the way. You know, with all of the talk about Adam Blocker trying to get back into this, he's doing a really good job at keeping pace. I wonder if this is a really good test, by the way, to see how much that this tire will fade as we go longer into a run. And pretty much it's been around 14, 15 laps for Blocker and 7 or so laps for the rest of the field. So he's got double the life of the tires here, and he's keeping up with the lap times. Now, his last lap was a 103, I should say 103.09. In front of him, Bomber's back. He had a 103.13, and in front, Pinheiro, a 102.92. So there's not much of a fall off.
Well, that's something that came up and has come up a lot in F3 competition on Race Spot TV throughout the year as well as, and it's been seen with these cars too. The best of the best, Dylan, are those who are able to minimize the tire wear while also maximizing the matter of your car's getting lighter with the fuel burn, right? And that's the major thing. If you find that balance, you end up being lightning quick. You don't, you see a 2-second fall off.
Ka-chow, lightning quick. Anyway, yeah, this is that fall off that we talk about if you're also sliding, and this track is very easy to kind of get into that car sliding around. We've seen it many times. When you lock up, it's going to wear the tires out a little bit more. But, you know, another thing here with this track is because that fall off, we haven't really seen too much of it. It doesn't mean it isn't coming yet. You know, we saw a full 20 or so lap stint for the drivers throughout that first stint. And if you're looking at the lap times, for example, Kraus, he didn't really drop too much. I mean, his 19th lap was a 102.4. His second lap was a 102.2. So there's really not much of a fall off.
Exactly. Well, Kraus also has a 5-second, near 6-second gap that's been growing since the trouble we've seen for Aaron Morgan, so there's a bit more of a breathing window compared to the first run.
Yeah, definitely somewhat so. And I'm really interested to see what the times for a driver like Kraus will be on those alternates, especially since he's got no pressure from behind. Harrington has lost around 3 or so seconds on him. How about this race for Harrington and Chin from 7th and 8th on the grid to 2nd and 3rd? They're having some fantastic runs right here. And you can't forget about Callisto from 15th to 7th. Obviously, we've talked about Blocker, but there's some other big movers in this field.
Yeah, your biggest mover is still Blocker, now who's up 19 for reference. Still, some of them are in this pack too. For example, Callisto is up 8 positions. You have Kinsella up 4 positions. So a few drivers have been able to progress through the pack from not as great starting positions here today. And
right,
it seems if you're able to position yourself in the right pack here, that's also been beneficial because the pace between a lot of these draft packs have been equalizing out here as Callisto kicks up some dirt.
Yep, and we're going to continue to see some equalizing here as a race goes on, right? We're already well past the halfway point. We're going to see these drivers go into the positions that they really rightfully should be at this point of the race. So we're going to see some more even packs. It'll be a little bit more difficult to pass unless these guys say, hey, we're going to be as aggressive as possible right here and see where we can go with it. But guys like Chin, who were stuck behind other traffic, well, he's right now in a podium spot where he maybe rightfully should be, as we saw Callisto get a little bit loose right there. He's all good. But you're going to see these trains continue to stay this way. It's not hard to pass at MoSport, Justin, but it is hard to set up something if you can't get the traction down in certain corners like 5B.
Yeah, through Moss in that run, the second leg of it. And keep in mind, it's so easy in that section to just run off the racetrack there. If you just carry too much speed, try and focus in too much, boom, you're hitting the curbing, hitting the gravel, and off into the tires you go as you say hello to the photographers.
Yeah, they are going to say hello to you and get a really good shot right there. But we'll grab this replay here. And look at this side-by-side battling. Oh, that's a huge crash that we missed. AJ Musselman involved in that wreck. Couldn't quite see the number of the other driver, but my goodness, that was a massive shunt.
That was down the Mario Andretti straightaway. Houston and Musselman, and I don't know what to say.
I'd like to see that slow down because Houston moved to the right and Musselman moved to the left. Didn't look like Houston was given that much room or gave that much room. We'll see. So he's center of the corner. He moves a tiny bit right, and then space just runs out right there. So, you know, I'd like to say it's more of a racing incident. But if you are Houston right there, I feel like you should give up a little bit more space. It's not something I'm blaming on him. This is like... remember Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen at Silverstone, where it was maybe a 55-45, 60-40 blame? That's kind of where I'm looking at it.
That was the battle for about 23rd position, though.
Well, that's fun. That's a fun battle right there for 23rd, I'll tell you that. It's the battle for who can maybe get out of the pits, if at all, now.
So, as a result there, one driver has joined him in the pit lane and Adam Blocker for a scheduled pit stop. The rest of the drivers continue on their merry way. And Beard continuing to lose ground to Matt Taylor, worth noting in the midst of this train. Pinheiro still is the caboose of this train, but is losing ground. Bomber's back had been closing up a bit to these cars to try and join the fun again with Malechka III, Kinsella, and Bensi. But the times have plateaued yet again from what they were before in the 103 second bracket.
Well, you know who's going to really benefit from this, though? It's Adam Blocker. Blocker, who I believe is currently back in 19th position. He's going to have that speed to then work with. So, hey, maybe he's going to pick up some positions here. It's just not going to be as rapid as we originally saw at the start of this race. Here's the battle for 5th. Beard, Otis, Callisto. This is a lot of fun. This battle for a top 5 position has been great. And I'll tell you what, Brian Beard, he is still holding strong, Justin.
That's been the impressive thing to me. Because usually you don't see Brian Beard in contention of the road course, is 16th in the standings. His best run of the season did come on one to give him credit, Long Beach, in the 63 laps completed there. But outside of that, 19th at Silverstone, Watkins Glen 17th, Suzuka 20th. This race has been a complete flip of the script for the 5 car.
Yes, it absolutely has. And here's the thing, though. We still have around 18 or so laps. Things could change very quickly.
Near send this time from Ryan Otis on the outside. Meanwhile, behind them, Kinsella and Bensi look to scrap it out. Able to hold on to the left side of the racetrack to move up a spot is Bensi. Malechka, or rather, Kinsella, looks to stay within the draft as they try and get to the next car up. Malechka to the third, 2 seconds up nearly.
Yep, Malechka up that length. We can take a look at the gaps right here. I mean, it's pretty close all throughout except between first and second. So Kraus, he's really going to do a lot. But at this time, it's really a little bit of just standing still as we see a little lockup right there. But nonetheless, a lot of fun to be still had in this race.
Down to the final 16 laps here from Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. It's Philip Kraus in the race lead from Canada. More coverage of the Lionheart IndyCar Series is coming up right around the corner. You're watching Race Spawn ESTV from Bowmanville, Ontario.
This is fun. How's everybody doing? This has been a fun race. That wheel looked incredible.
gentlemen, Sim Industries GP of MoSport, presented by Dwarves Candy, as we make our way towards the final pit stop window of the race. It's Kraus, Harrington, Chin, Taylor, and Beard, your top 5, coming to 13 laps to go. Justin Prince, Doyle, and Coyle with you, with Tyler Maxson in the producer's seat. As we've been watching along throughout this break, Brian Beard has been able to hold on at the head of the train over Otis, Callisto, and Pinheiro for 5th on the way to 8th. Pit window is open. We're underway for pit stops with Matt Taylor joining in the fun as well.
It is pit stop time, and you know what that means. We're going to see some shuffling of positions. It's interesting seeing who did the undercut, who did the overcut. Otis and Pinheiro still out there. Does that mean we're going to see maybe the overcut is the better call? That's what we saw originally, but I think it was because Chin was just a faster driver overall on his run. Now, we're seeing all the drivers come out of the pits, and pit lane at the bottom of your screen. Make sure you don't do anything unfortunate on cold tires.
And keep in mind, this is times for the red wall tires to come onto the race cars in turn for some. By the way, for those keeping track of the Adam Blocker tracker, he's within 3 seconds of Taylor.
Yes, this is really going to hurt, though, Adam Blocker. He might gain around how many seconds have we seen stops to take and going down to pit lane? Maybe 25 or so seconds, maybe a little bit more. He'll gain a good amount of time, but he's going to have to really be good at blocking in just a little bit. He might have to take the position of Beard. And by the way, look what's happening alongside him. Brian Beard is doing exactly what he was not wanting to have happen to him a little bit ago.
GSI back car continues to have a very stellar day. Driver with the GSI FPE wheel for reference. Callisto also driving on by. That was a potential possibility with the tire compound difference. Otis with the overcut comes back in front of the 97. Put him into second of the line. Callisto wants it in Quebec, though.
Oh, look at that slide. He held the line at the apex. Lots of room was given around him, and it looks like he's not going to just be able to get the position. They're going to battle side by side in Tomas, one with cold tires, one with heated up tires. They're not going to go side by side through 5A and B, but maybe a cutback here down the Mario Andretti straightaway. Do they have some push to pass? We're currently not seeing that be used, but man, what's good racing we're getting here right in this pit cycle.
Chin has cycled in front of Taylor once more, by the way, by a good 4 seconds. See the tire compound differences come in as drivers come in and out of the pit lane. A majority of them are indeed as expected. Swapping onto the red wall tires, with the track being the coldest it's been, 87 degrees Fahrenheit for this final stint of the race. Coming to 10 laps to go. Callisto looking to pull up and try and find a way to get back to Brian Beard, who has pulled away by nearly 1.5 seconds.
So Brian Beard has definitely given himself some room. It's probably the biggest advantage he's had over anybody behind him all race. It's just about keeping that, as there's a bit of a slide. Look at this aerial shot we had for just a moment there of Moss. Pretty cool to see all the cars go up the hill and then try and deal with that double turn. But look at this. Otis down the left-hand side of Callisto, heading into the S's. They're still side by side. Callisto's going to have to back out of it, though. He's going to lose a lot of time coming down from the inside. Has to slow it down as the position is taken by Otis, who's going to try and get on his horse to catch up to Brian Beard.
Callisto looked like he had to back off the horse a little bit to make sure he rounded White's corner properly for a moment. But this battle is kept up all throughout the race for those tuning in for the first time right now. This is the train for what is net 5th position.
That's right as well.
By the end of the pit window, Beard has held on to 5th since essentially the drop of the green flag. Otis has been second throughout all this. Callisto is in this train, but also some other changes in the train, with Pinheiro going for the overcut. Malechka III and Bensi have joined this party because of their strategy calls here.
You know what? We've even seen within just around a second behind Bomber's back, Kinsella as well. So this could be a very collectively a very big train. This is going to have to be an insanely quick stop. Pinheiro might get swallowed up here because he's going to be coming out on cold tires. The jack is down. He's back out on the course. Where is he going to come out? He's going to get up to full speed starting right now. Did that long overcut work? Beard goes right by him. He comes out. Another man, that's Otis, goes right by. He slots in between Otis and Kalisto, but will Kalisto be able to properly get a move done? He's got the heated up tires, and the option for Pinheiro is just deal with it for now.
So Pinheiro, staying out on the older primary wall tires, loses ground for a moment or so. We'll see if this picks up a bit with the difference, being 4 laps now on the tires at the end of the run. 8 laps to go. The butt kicker on board with them once more. Looking to stay in the train. No push to pass too far back. Able to get up to Otis and Beard quite yet.
By the way, on the track temperature, if we want to look at where all of these drivers are now on the Firestone Reds, 88 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a pretty chilly track with all things considered.
That's 31 degrees Celsius when we last checked in. 33
Oh.
as Pinheiro nearly gets into the gearbox of Otis.
Man, Pinheiro is out here making some moves, or at least trying to do that. I think he's right now got a faster car. Speaking about faster cars, everyone right now in this train, as Brian Beard has definitely made himself a conductor of this train, he's definitely lost around a second. But he's done such a good job at keeping everybody at bay behind him. He's only got around 7.5 laps left of that. But look how close Otis is. Look how much of a gain off that corner Pinheiro had. He goes to the outside down Mario Andretti straightaway. They're side by side, but the pole is being gotten from Beard for Otis. Side by side through the S's again. Oh my goodness, they almost touched. They might have touched just barely. The front left of Otis, he had to pull out of the corner. Pinheiro gets the move done. If not, a little bit naughty, Justin.
I believe they did have the scrape with the end plate for Ryan Otis. Still able to hold on to it in front of Kalisto.
That was pretty good, I thought.
Pinheiro looks to be on it. Pinheiro looking to go up to 5th position. He's led 2 laps for reference throughout this run as a result of his overcut calls. Quicker in the corner. Beard trying to play defense. Beard trying to give it a little squeeze as they can't get there. Pinheiro has to wait.
He's going to try and go around the outside, get the biggest apex he can possibly get. How much traction? He's got a lot of it coming out of this corner. 5C into the Mario Andretti straightaway. Goes through 6 into 7. He's going to get the job done. Not completely clear, but now he is. Brian Beard has to make way. Pinheiro's coming through.
Pinheiro clear. Blocker behind them, meanwhile, clears Kalisto on the primary wall tires that have already seen 13 laps on them at this point. Behind them, Beard trying to hold on and stop the drop back with Otis now providing the pressure. Beard had stayed in that 5th position all throughout this race. Not anymore for car 5.
So Adam Blocker is running a 102.5 in his previous lap. Ryan Otis ran a 102.9, Beard a 103.9. Obviously, he was dealing with the pass from Pinheiro. A good look is Matt Taylor, who ran a 103.0. I mean, I'll tell you what, Blocker is running some really fabulous lap times right now as we see another move being done right here. It might be a little bit tougher. There's no pole for the moment, but Beard is losing steam. Will he try and keep it on the inside? He can't. Ryan Otis gets the move done. Beard down 2 positions since the pit cycle.
Have to wonder if he used up a lot more of the push to passes as Blocker decides to dive it. Oh my goodness.
Hey, sometimes you just got to lick the stamp and send it. That is what Adam Blocker did. I don't think Beard was expecting that. Beard is losing another position right now to Kalisto. And, man, this has not been the best stint for Brian Beard on these Reds.
Beard, something off with that, to say the least. Now it's Malechka the third and Bensi ready to pounce. This time they're about 2 car lengths back, and remember, these two This is about where they've been running throughout the race, have a chance to go up high.
Uh-oh!
One driver goes up into the grass.
Callisto!
Lionel Callisto!
Oh no, he went way too hot into that corner, and he's going to lose all those positions he worked so hard to gain because of it. Now into 13th. Man, that is a tough pill to swallow. He was one of those top movers, and he might get swallowed up a little bit more by Marquez in 14th.
Take a look at the replay, bottom of your screen. Exactly what we talked about.
Patience.
It's a Virtue. Now Callisto. He's lost all the positions as a result of that Virtue not being to completion. Here's a look still at that train we were just looking at. And you can see that the amount of scattering this train is starting to get in terms of the corners with some of the aero wash. Is this going to plateau here, or will these drivers have a chance to be able to pounce if the 5 keeps struggling a little bit on the tires?
You know, that's not even something we've really talked about, how much dirty air will come into play. It's not really going to affect Bensi right now on Malechka, as Malechka got a really bad out from that corner. So, with all the speed in the world, it's Bensi on the outside coming into turn 8 DS's. He's not completely clear until he is, and he'll take the spot away from Malechka the third.
Pink Machine able to zip on by. Now, Beard, the next driver up. Note you've seen up the road as well. Adam Blocker making the move with the push to pass on Ryan Otis to a race-high 6th. Regards to his strategy windows on the primaries. There is one other driver worth noting on the primary, Tyler Graff, who is back in 18th. Tyler Dillon.
You know, I'll tell you what, right now, I did not expect all these drivers to be as aggressive as they are, but I think with some differing strategies and a little bit of that train being formed behind Beard, we've seen some really exciting racing right now in the last few laps of this race. We're already on lap 49 of 51, and we've barely talked about Philip Kraus. We're on lap 50 now. 2 laps to go. Oh, look, we might have a move being done here down the Mario Andretti straightaway.
And yes, indeed it is. Pinheiro on the 4-lap pressure alternate compound of tires. Zips on by Taylor with the help to the push. Pinheiro with one of his best road course runs of the season in line here.
I was also looking at what happened with Caleb Bensi. Bensi got around Brian Beard as well, so moves being made all around this circuit.
You know how quick this race can go? We're coming up to the white flag lap. This time around coming up. Kraus is trying to set personal bests. These drivers are ready to find it out coming up to the white flag this time around for them. And this is going to be a wild, wild run you'd have to expect, with Malechka III hungry to rip away the 9th spot. Andrew Kinsella looking for a top 10 as a Canadian from London.
He's going to have a great head of steam right here on Malechka, who pulls out to the left side, and easily Kinsella is able to get the move done and put some car lengths in between he and Malechka. Now on screen, we see Philip Kraus in his final lap. He goes around the lap car and down in the 4 in the Moss corner. You know, we usually don't talk about a dominant leader much of the time in a race, but for this private label team hype, he's been unbelievable.
A team 1, 2, 3 in line. Philip Kraus had lots of pressure during the first stint from Aaron Morgan before Morgan spun off the track with the cold tires. But since then, Kraus has ran away with it. Philip Kraus coming to the final corners. A clean run in the Gomez Sim Industries GP of MoSport, presented by DeWars Candy. Philip Kraus builds a house in Canada.
Back in the field. Oh, I'm so sorry to cut you off. Back in the field, Matt Taylor was just passed by Adam Blocker for 5th.
So Blocker, with an unbelievable drive, meanwhile, has cut through the pack from an EOL at the tail end of the pack to a top 5 behind them. Beard trying to hold on to a top 9. Kinsella can't rip it away from him. Kinsella still gets the 10th. Malechka, the 3rd, drops back to 11th at the end.
What a fantastic race in Canada. Hey, making your country proud, right, Justin?
What a run. What a run indeed. For the driver from Private Label Team Hype. What a team night for Private Label Team Hype. A 1, 2, 3 for the squad as the last drivers cross the line. And another choo-choo train-like performance. How about this? An 8th victory and 11 starts for your points leader, Philip Kraus. The points gap with Van de Sant's struggles today expands potentially to more than 200 points.
Amazing. Here are the results as well. Justin, I mean, with Philip Kraus having that 12-second advantage, I almost want to talk to guys outside of the podium because that's where we were seeing all the battling.
So, your race results unofficial presented by SimRace247.com. Kraus, Harrington, Chin, your top 3, with Adriano Pinheiro in 4th position. Adam Blocker from an EOL to a top 5. Matt Taylor finishes in 6th. Otis, Bensi, Beard, Kinsella, your top 10. Then 11th spot goes to Malechka the 3rd with Bombers back, Calisto, Marquez, Larkamp, Frazier, Guyon, Graf, and Riggs with Kraus, your top 20. One other driver behind them finished on the lead lap in Bradley Sexton. 1 lap down, Paul Jenkins, Mike Rigney, Chris Lanini, Alexander Van de Sant. 11 laps down did finish. Your DNFs included AJ Musselman, Matt Houston from a big crash down the Maryland Ready straightaway, Aaron Morgan after a spin in Quebec quarter after the first pit stops, Joe Branch, Brian Carey from an opening incident with Tony Shallman involved in the first lap fireworks, rounding out the 31 entrants. And the driver with the pink and black machine for Private Label Team Hype, Philip Kraus, personal best of the race, 101.399 on lap 42. That's looked top to bottom as it's a 1, 2, 3 photo finish when it comes to the photographers and Private Label Team Hype's night. This leads straight into what has been a competitive night in your post-race coverage presented by HyperX. Look at the burnouts, though, from your 3 Private Label Team Hype machines. They look pumped.
Yeah, I want to have our producer go to the end of this burnout, though, because Kraus does not know how to finish the burnout. Not at all.
You can see Harrington had a bit of a mistiming when it came to the burnout side of things in terms of the play. But you can see just how pumped this group has to be. And you have to wonder as well, what could have been for Aaron Morgan, yes. But you see, this is exactly what you're talking about.
The burnout?
Well, Kraus or Chin nearly looping into the grass.
Yeah, but watch what happens here with Kraus. He's going to try and make a big finish right here. I believe it's right here. And, yep, he'll loop it rear wing into the wall. Oh, my goodness.
Well, he's won the race already.
It's all good.
That brings us into our post-race coverage presented by HyperX, because Lionheart Race Series is powered by HyperX, makers of premier gaming gear like the luxury ultra-comfortable cloud line of gaming headsets. Whatever you play, however you play, HyperX knows we're all gamers. For more information on HyperX products, visit hyperx.com. HyperX Victory Lane has a 1, 2, 3 grouping for the team. It is Private Label Team Hype, ready to celebrate, and all 3 are ready to stand by with us from HyperX Victory Lane. What a night for those 3 drivers, to say the very least.
User was moved to your channel.
Joining us now are your 1, 2, and 3 finishers, Kraus, Harrington, and Chin. You built a house in Canada now, Philip, once again. You outright dominated, though, stints 2 and 3. How are you feeling?
Yeah, the real estate agency is looking pretty good this season so far. Yeah, it was just a really excellent run for our Private Label Team Hype Ethica car, and really happy to bring back another checkered flag. Got a bit of a collection. I might need a room for him, but yeah, just another really well-driven race. Pretty straightforward start to end after Morgan made his mistake right after the pit stop, and after that it was just pretty much chilling, working together, and we weren't going to pressure each other that much because it was the first 1-2-3 for the team.
Of the season, believe, yeah. Connor Harrington, you're amongst those up 5 positions here tonight. What was that charge like to help be that driver in the middle portion of this 1-2-3 podium?
Yeah, you know, we were really fortunate there to get a couple guys right at the initial start and put ourselves in a good position and missed Van de Sant's crash. So we were fourth at the end of the first lap, and we were able to get by Matt, and after that kind of just set sail. And then we just got a lucky break with Aaron crashing out. So a really good run for our private label Team Hype entire organization. I think this is our first 1-2-3 in Lionheart competition. So I'm just so proud of all the work that everybody puts in. Josh, Jason, Phil, and myself. We take a lot of pride in being on this team, and we're glad to finally have a good result.
For you, Josh, want to ask this since you've been with the team a long time as well. What's it like knowing the momentum's been on your group's side for much of the season, but also how much your team seems to want this, to be able to perform at the highest levels, especially in Lionheart competition this season?
It's been really fun. I feel like I'm the kind of lackey on the team now compared to last season, especially with Phil here. And especially tonight, airballed qualifying, about airballed it on the first lap and wrecked. And I have to thank Adriano and Ryan for not running into me when I was getting loose. So yeah, it's been great. You know, we got the team championship last season, and I think we're gonna do it again.
I can't believe that's how good a wireless
pretty convincingly, and then hopefully get Phil a driver's title. And I mean, where is there to go from there?
Building Phil a mansion.
I'm thinking more of a compound at this point. I think a mansion's a little too small for all the trophies.
Well then, your top 3 all private label Team Hype back machines. Top 2 from private label Team Hype. Then you have private label Team Hype Purple. 1, 2, 3. Phil Kraus, Connor Harrington, Josh Chin, thank you very much for the time. Once again, that's HyperX Victory Lane for post-race coverage. And Dylan, what a run for private label Team Hype. What a night for Philip Kraus to build another house in Canada.
You know, it's funny. I think of a 1-2-3 team finish, and I think to myself, oh, man, that must have been a boring race. And for those 3 in front, it might have been a little bit of a boring race. But, hey, everything else behind them was just fantastic to watch. I will say that excitement definitely made up for the domination we saw from that team here in MoSport. And I'll tell you another thing. A lot of guys, exactly what we were talking about beforehand, did not exhibit the patience required. And that's what led to a lot of races a lot of racers who struggled to keep it on the track. We saw such as Morgan had a high position, potentially a win in his books, but did not go that way. But at the end of the day, some great battling in the top 10, multiple trains formed, multiple dive bombs, clean dive bombs. We love to see that happen. But we are halfway through the Lionheart IndyCar Series season. That means another slate of races to come here, Justin.
In the next race on tap, it's Iowa Speedway as we head to Newton, Iowa to see how things fare out.
Hey, that's
Short
where I'm
track
going
racing,
in like
200.38 miles, 229 laps coming up on July the 27th. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. You can see how things fare out from Iowa Speedway. With that, we'd like to take the time to thank the sponsors here for Lionheart Racing Series competition. First, with the title sponsor for the IndyCar Series, Butt Kicker. You're passionate about sim racing, but it always feels a little flat compared to the feeling of driving a real car. Now you can actually feel what it's like to drive a race car. Butt Kicker haptic hardware and software are easy to install and let you feel every bump in the track, slip of your tire and engine redline. Tactile feedback is so accurate and realistic, driving faster and having more fun than ever before. The Lionheart Racing Series is powered by HyperX, makers of premier gaming gear like the legendary ultra-comfortable Cloud line of gaming headsets. Whatever you play, however you play, HyperX knows we're all gamers. For more information on HyperX products, visit hyperx.com. For a moment, get up to
The track.
Next Level Racing is an industry-leading cockpit and motion simulator manufacturer devoted to creating the most immersive experience possible for the global sim racing community. Take your racing to the next level and visit www.nextlevelracing.com. Moza Racing is revolutionizing sim racing with the development of the industry-leading hardware and software products, like their R9 direct drive wheelbase NGS steering wheel. Featuring zero-delay wireless technology made from high materials, Moza Racing delivers the precision you need to reach victory lane. And by Gomez Sim Industries, makers of high-end esports equipment and controls. Precision built using nothing but the best materials available today. Passion and handmade craftsmanship drive each made-to-order build, creating a driving experience like no other. Visit GomezSimIndustries.com. But it's not just those names and so many more that make things tick when it comes to Lionheart competition. I'd like to once again thank them for their support. To learn more about them, go to LionheartRacingSeries.com. You can also learn about the 3 sanctioning races in series that the sanctioning body runs throughout the year. But with that, it's time to say goodbye. I'd like to thank you once more for tuning in for tonight's coverage here from Canada. For my co-announcer, Dylan Coyle. For our producer and Tyler Maxon, I'm Justin Prince saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Congratulations to your race winner for the Gomez Sim Industries GP of MoSport, presented by Dewars Candy, Philip Kraus, your winner from Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
That's it. There's it. There's it. That is it. That is it. That's it. That is it. That's it. That was pretty epic.
Nice job, guys.
Thank you. I thought it was a
Thank
fun
you.
broadcast.
I felt
it was
like
good.
it was rocky to. I felt it was rocky to start. For some reason tonight, I just felt off at the start.
Hey man, you did a great job. I thought. Like,
Yeah, it was
seriously.
good. It's a good show overall. It was a good one. And yeah, with that,
Bye.
yes, I am. I am going to leave. Because now I just found out, especially, that I have to leave at 6 a.m. Not get up at 6 a.m.
Oh God.
So
That's brutal.
yeah, I am going to run. Have a good night, guys.
Make sure to mess with Newhouse for me.
Oh, I will.
Good.
All right, good night, guys.
All right. See ya. I'm headed out too.
See ya.
User
guys.
disconnected from your channel.
See ya.
Disconnected.
All right. I'm a little tired, but guys, that is that was fun. That was a lot of fun. There we go. That was a ton of fun. Man, it felt good to be doing a broadcast again. Hopefully, I can do a little post-mortem, and hopefully, I fly away tomorrow, so I won't even be back here until Monday. Hopefully, Monday we can do some streaming of games and sim racing and stuff like that. But that was a fun first start. But appreciate it, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. Take care.